Morimoto has just launched what I believe is going to be our most popular product at Headlight Revolution. This is the all-new XBG from Morimoto for the 2020 and up Ford Super Duties. This thing is wicked and it transforms the 2020 and up Ford Super Duty like no other lighting product. In this video, I want to show you guys how to install it, but more importantly, just how cool it really is. These XBG grills are highly customizable, whether your truck is stacked with chrome or color coordinated to the max. There is an XBG spec perfect for you. The front trim pieces can be removed with these, painted or wrapped, and then they can be reassembled. Both the chrome and gloss black versions are ready to install right out of the box. These XBG grills, it's a complete replacement grill. It's not just DRL inserts. They'll work if you've got the halogen truck, an OEM LED truck, or if you're rocking the Morimoto XB headlights that are extremely popular. The XBG has two intensities that automatically illuminate day and night based off of the signals from the original headlight wiring that they're designed to connect with. The default setup intercepts the headlight signal from the Super Duties with the standard halogen headlights. An adapter harness is also included for trucks that came with the original equipment LED lights. There's no modification required. When you're driving around during the day and your DRLs are on or your daytime running light, they are extremely bright, the same amount of brightness that comes out of the XB headlights. These grills come with a 5-year warranty, but I suspect they're gonna last a lot longer than that. The best part is the install is extremely easy. These Ford Super Duties are real easy to pull apart, and I'm gonna show you that now.
Now that you've decided this is right for your vehicle, I'm gonna show you how to install it. As you can see behind me, this Super Duty already has the XB LED headlights. Now we're gonna upgrade it with the XBG grill. First things first, gonna go ahead and pop the hood. Remove the 14 plastic clips holding on the grill cover. Now we're gonna remove this cover. All right, so we have 6 10mm bolts that we have to back out here on the top of the grill. Now on each side at the top of the grill on the back, there's a stud that goes through with a 10mm nut that you should remove. Now we're gonna go ahead and remove this section right here, which exposes this 10mm bolt that we have to back out. And go ahead and repeat on the opposite side. Now there are 2 tabs on each side of the grill that go inside the headlight that you have to pop out. Now you can grab a long screwdriver, go back behind the grill to access the 4 tabs along the bottom and pop it out. Now, if your grill has a front camera, you're gonna want to remove the washer line simply by prying up on this, pulling it off, and disconnect the camera. Once you have all that disconnected, you can go ahead and remove the grill. Don't put it too far because you are gonna wanna put the Ford emblem on the XBG grill. Since this Super Duty already has XB LED headlights, we have to go ahead and remove the passenger side. You'll want to go ahead and grab a 13mm socket for the bottom. Up at the top, 2 10mm bolts. Whether you have a factory halogen or factory LED truck, Morimoto's got you covered, as the XBG grill comes with both wiring harnesses. For this particular application, we'll be using the LED wiring harness. Now you'll want to go ahead and remove the headlight and disconnect it. If you're still rocking factory halogen headlights, you'll use this harness. Route it up to the fuse box and connect it to fuse 16. Because our XB LED headlights are installed, we'll want to go ahead and grab the DRL harness and swap out that 10 amp fuse with a 15 amp fuse, as it comes supplied in the kit. But if you're still using the stock headlights, you can retain the 10 amp. All right, so you want to go ahead and pop off the cover of the fuse box. Once you remove the stock fuse, you want to use the provided DRL fuse tap in its place. Now that you have the DRL wiring harness ran, you want to use the XBG Grille wiring harness and connect all the proper connections. Now that you have that connected, you're going to route the wire through the core support and connect it to the grille. Now that the wires are ran, let's go ahead and get the necessary connectors connected back to the headlight. I would go ahead, zip tie these up out of the way for a much cleaner installation and put the headlight back in. Now before you install this headlight all the way, go ahead and put the two 10mm bolts back in the top. That way we can test the grille. Now that all the wiring's done for the XBG Grille, we're back to the stock grille where we have to remove all 4 C-clips. We have this yellow tab as well as 3 10mm bolts on the back of the emblem. After that, we're going to work with the 4 C-clips on the bottom. Let's go ahead and start on the emblem. To ensure the forward emblem doesn't fall, make sure you're applying pressure to the bottom. Go ahead and set the forward emblem to the side and let's get those C-clips out. Now go ahead and grab your brand new XBG Grille. We want to put the 4 C-clips down on the bottom, putting the emblem back on, as well as a yellow push tab and the 3 10mm nuts. Before we install the emblem, the XBG Grille comes with this packaging with 2 separate bushings. We have a smaller one and a bigger one. This grille is going to use the OEM emblem, so we're going to use the smaller bushings. If you have an aftermarket emblem, you're going to want to use the bigger bushings. Right now I'm going to set aside the bigger bushing since we're working with the factory OEM emblem. Since we're retaining the factory emblem, you'll want to use the smaller bushings and place them on the 3 studs on the back of the emblem. Go ahead and grab your emblem, slide it into your brand new XBG Grille, slide the studs into the holes, and you'll want to hand tighten these 3 10mm nuts onto these studs. All right, you may need a helping hand, but you want to go ahead, get in front of the truck and position it to connect everything. Before we connect everything, you want to make sure you remove each nut on both sides of the top of the grille and set these aside. Now we're going to connect the grille to the wiring harness coming off of the headlight. You may want to zip tie this to keep it clean. Now we're going to install the camera wiring. Simply slide it back on. And last, we're going to connect the washer fluid hose. Now all you have to do is just push the grille in. It's easier to line up the top studs and snap it in. So get the 10mm nut on the stud and tighten it. Now grab your 6 10mm bolts, place them back at the top, hand tighten them down, and ratchet. You're almost finished to installing your brand new XBG Grille. You want to make sure that you put the 2 10mm bolts back at the bottom of the grille and cover it with the caps that are provided. Now you'll want to go ahead and do the same for the other side. Go ahead and grab the cover, place it back on top of the grille, install those 14 push tabs, and now you have completed your brand new XBG Grille install.
Like I said, the install is really simple, but why would you guys stop at just the grille? The Morimoto XB headlights are the perfect complement to this grille, as well as so many other products that we've tested. Morimoto has gone front to back on this vehicle and have done a very good job on it. There's a lot of other lights that we've tested as well. Go to headlightrevolution.com, type in your year, make, and model, and we'll show you guys everything that works for you.